For our community engaged learning, we partnered with the organization Climate Action Now, one of our local organizations here in the Bay Area that's focused on fighting the effects of climate change through the transformation of our urban areas into sustainable gardens and parks. This semester, we worked on the biodiversity park of Ortega Street, as well as on the surrounding areas on the boulevard, including Tarval, Pacheco, and Lawton Street.
Climate Action Now has a mission to create what they call green infrastructure, especially in urban areas, what we call biodiversity hotspots. Sunset Boulevard has historically been a sandy area with massive dunes that stretch to the coast, and so we plant native flora to create sustainable parks and gardens.
A typical day of volunteering involves a lot of digging, preparing holes for planting. Now, this may surprise you just how deep you have to dig. Since Sunset has been historically a dunes area, holes must be sand deep, not just dirt deep. Getting to planting, some plants need you to be very careful with the roots, so some are not touched at all while others need to be loosened. Otherwise, as far as watering goes, holes are designed specifically to collect as much water as possible for the plant, since we are planting on a slope.
Some people might wonder why we might even go through all this effort to plant native flora and why we should care overall. So we went ahead and got the answers straight from our project managers.
Hello, my name is Brandon Sage and I am the operations manager for Climate Action Now. We're here on Sunset Boulevard, which we consider the corridor between Lake Merced and Golden Gate Park. We're working on some native plant restoration and reforestation projects here because it's increasing the habitat for the local wildlife and for pollinators and helping make it a more beautiful place for neighborhood residents and community members to enjoy.
My name is Marcos Major and I'm the founding director of California Climate Action Now, and I'm super pleased to have had the experience working with the USF interns here on the boulevard. On Sunset Boulevard, we've been working since 2018 and have raised about $500,000 from the state of California, from CAL FIRE, from the SF Carbon Fund, from the City Community Challenge Grant, and currently we have funds from Supervisor from District 4, which is the Sunset District, Gordon Marr. With all those funds raised, we've been able to plant 1,400 trees, and we've been able to plant around maybe 2,000 perennials. What's really exciting about doing that and working with the community to do that, from K-12 students to college students to adults to young adults to seniors, is that we're all working as a community to increase the biodiversity of the Sunset District. And the reason that's important is because biodiversity is integral to our healthy food system. It's integral and important for a livable city, and it's important because we have one of the most biodiverse places in the world. California is a top 35 biodiversity hotspot of the world. The California Floristic Province, which is from southern Baja California all the way to Oregon, has some endemic and native plants and species that are found nowhere else on Earth, that include record breakers like the Sequoia sempervirens, which is the world's tallest tree, to the Sequoia giganteum, which is the world's most massive tree. And so, of course, we're not planting sequoias here on the boulevard, but we are planting a lot of amazing pollinator-supporting perennials like lizard's tail, Garryoleptica, which is silk tassel, the toyon, a favorite of everybody, hummingbird sage, cow parsnip, ceanothus is a favorite. We have a lot of coast live oaks here, and we also highlight a lot of the Southern California species and species found on the California Channel Islands. So we hope you'll come out and visit us here on Sunset Boulevard and beyond to our projects throughout California with California Climate Action Now. Find us on Instagram and Facebook. We'll see you in the field.
For conservation biology goals to spread, we must include the community in our mission. Including everyone allows for a teaching moment. Why it matters, what's the end goal, how should we do it? The goals of sewing urban and nature together is to allow people a space to just be one with nature, feel a connection, and make them feel concerned about its well-being.
By planting native plants, we make it less likely to introduce invasive species by using plants from other regions. The great thing about natives is that they are already used to the environment of San Francisco. Therefore, they use less water and need less pest control. Or, as Marcos puts it, they thrive on neglect.
My experience working with Climate Action Now really made me understand the importance of including the community and its impact on preserving biodiversity. It never occurred to me how just planting specific types of trees or shrubs could turn a really desolate area next to a road into a really thriving hub for native biodiversity and community interest. And just seeing the area transform from the beginning to end inspired me to go out and do that in my own community, even if it was just in my own backyard or local park.
As I walked through all of the work we did at the Pacheco and 37th Street Biodiversity Park, I felt happy to have changed the landscape, so much so that everything is my favorite color, green. The work was hard, very much manual labor, but so fulfilling. I hope to work again with Climate Action Now in the next semester and beyond.
My experience at Climate Action Now has been very inspiring. Seeing the community come together to improve our ecological condition really just fills me with hope that I can do the same thing when I go home to my community.
This is just one of the many projects that Climate Action Now, as well as other Bay Area conservation groups, have in an effort to combat climate change. We still need your help to continue on with successful launches of community gardens, native flora replanting gardens, and biodiversity parks.